안녕하세요 여러분, 제레미네제요. My name is AJ. Welcome back to Shadow Spinner Reacts, where we are continuing with episode 8 of Movie. Now, if you haven't seen this yet, you can go find it on Disney Plus. I almost said Disney and Hulu Plus, but it's Disney Plus and Hulu. I recommend watching it on Hulu so that you can watch it with the original Korean audio. I don't know if they've gotten it so you can have the Korean audio on Disney Plus. I was actually kind of shocked that it didn't have the Korean audio on Disney Plus, but whatever. You go watch it there first, and then come over here and enjoy it with me. But yeah, where we left off, we've got Bonsuk has had a massive argument with his mother about whether or not he should be learning to use his abilities instead of hiding them away. We've had Mr. Class President has saved Hisu from an accident that she would not have stayed hurt from, but nobody knows that. But it still would have been a very, very bad accident. And so his secret's out, but nobody else's secret is out yet, except for both parents know about everything. So both of the parents saw the video. I don't think Mr. Class's president's dad saw the video, but at least Hisu's dad and Bonsuk's mom are aware that this has happened. So they know that there's at least one other person that has abilities, but they don't know that it's each other's kids, which is interesting. Frank is dead. I've spent the last several days thinking through this, and I cannot decide whether or not I believe Frank is dead. On the one hand, it would make sense for them to kill him off now that they've introduced the nebulous boss behind him that's the actual bad guy. So they don't need the small fry anymore now that he's there. But on the other hand, they spent an awful lot of time building his character with very little resolution to that particular arc. So I don't know. I don't know whether or not, but so he does heal, but the other thing though is if he doesn't die, if this is like just like a weird thing, if Frank does not die, it lowers the stakes. And what I mean by that is if after all of that, Frank is still alive. If after all of that, Frank is still alive, that means that it is almost impossible, or might actually be impossible, to kill somebody with healing abilities, which means that there is no threat to Hisu, and there is no threat to Hisu's dad. So it's almost like Frank has to die, because if he doesn't die, then the viewers will spend the rest of the series with zero concern that anything permanent could ever actually happen to those two characters. So if they want to maintain the tension of the series and want to maintain like the viewers, being, concerned for those characters or wondering if something bad's going to happen to those characters, they almost have to kill off Frank just to show that the healing powers are limited. But then that also means that I just feel very unfulfilled by Frank's arc. And I don't know. I'm okay with how he died because I hated him. But I feel like they set up a lot of his background, but didn't give us a character arc resolution on it, if that makes sense. But anywho, so I don't really know entirely where we're going from here directly, except we've also got Mosuk's dad is back in the picture. He's apparently with Chinese intelligence, except for I think that was his dad. I only saw his face for like a couple seconds in the sky, and it takes me a bit to really pick out the details in a person's face to the point that I can recognize it from other people's faces. This is why, like, if I meet a bunch of people all at once, I can't keep them all straight because all of their faces blend together for me. Like, I have to have time with that individual face to really get to know it. But I think that's him. I'm pretty sure that's him. But his mom was like, "Do you want to have happen to you what happened to your dad?" Which implied something bad happened to him, but he's clearly okay if that's I don't know. We're gonna go ahead and get this ball rolling. Get this show on the road. Get the ball rolling. I kind of tried to combine them. It's all good. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, I don't like being on planes in the first place, but I especially hate it when there's storms. Oh, and then we're over the ocean. This is safe. Did you just activated like a bomb or something? And that was not a small container that was under the seat either. How do you sneak something like that onto a plane? Alright, this is gonna be, looks like dad. What do you mean, what did he try to say? Land! Land the plane. Like, when you see somebody pointing like this and you're on a plane, that means go down. I love... Like, how did that get past security? That is an entire flipping briefcase. Is he gonna get sucked into the engine? Yeah, he's like handcuffed. Like, how does nobody notice that? I really thought they were gonna save the kid, but this is not that series. This series has already killed off a ton of kids. So I should not have any expectation that when I see a child that we're gonna save that child. But once again, how did that get past? That was not a small thing. That was a massive thing. How did and it wasn't hidden. How did that get past security? How'd that get past security? Flawless scores. Flawless scores. Okay, so we didn't get to see her fight. That situation was diffused before we got to see her fight. So we keep on hearing how good she is.
그에게 조만간 극비 임무가 주어진다. 그에 앞서서 사상 검증 과정을 거쳐야 돼. 이번엔 더욱 철저하게.
Basically, we need you to check on this guy and make sure he won't turn traitor. We need somebody who will read between the lines.
반반하잖아 얼굴이. 미모도 무기야. 자네도 한때 현장 블랙을 꿈꾸지 않았나? 사무직은 머리를 쓰고.
Okay, so basically, I mean, he didn't directly say, I want you to sleep with this guy, and I don't think he actually cares whether or not she does, so long as she's able to get him to trust her completely and get whatever information he wants from the other guy. But that was pretty, like, we think the best way for you to get close to this guy is probably to sleep with him. That seemed like what that was. It wasn't directly said, but... No, it won't be easy. You can't just, like, walk by and be pretty. You need meet cutes. You have to, like, have actual interactive run-ins with somebody that are completely coincidental. You need, like, you need to, like, get ahead of him. Like, if you know he's gonna be there practicing at a certain time, you can't show up after him, because then he'll start, like, thinking that you gotta be like, I know he's gonna be here at this time. I'm gonna get there, like, 15 minutes early. I'm gonna be in the middle of practicing and being better than him because she had the top scores, so that when he arrives, he sees me when he arrives. Were we given a time limit on this? What time do we have available? It'd be hard. Like, I know what you have to do to not get caught. I have no idea what you have to do to actually get his attention. How? But this seems to be getting to him, and that's hilarious because there's a lot of other people that work in the building that he sees every day. See, that's the thing, is to just do small things. She's not even there. And see, this is where the super hearing thing is good, because that means that she can adjust her plans to, like, always be not quite available.
자격 훈련도 늘릴 겸 보호 체계를 강화하는 거니까 그리 하라. 할 얘기 있으니까 후렴풍.
See, so he's like, I need to bring him in more often so that he can run into her more often. I love that. This is like a really weird. There's too many property damage claims. Okay, so that answers a question that I've always had, which is if things get destroyed during a government mission, who pays for it? Does the government actually pay for it, or do they go, this is the cost of us, you know, protecting your lives, so you should be grateful that we broke these items? Oh, that's a horrible way to hold a gun. You don't hold it like that. You hold it like this. You cradle it. At least they are showing a little bit of the recoil and whatnot. But you should really cradle that. This is really great stance for the movies, but it's horrible in practicality.
안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
몇 번 뵀죠?
No, too far. Should have just said it and kept walking. Keep walking. Go. Nod and then leave. But anyway, when I was in Korea, like, I went back to school, I tried to find these vending machines, because there was one I used to go to that had yulmutsa, and it was really, really good. And when I was there, all of their vending machines had been replaced with, like, pop vending machines, and I'm just like, I was so excited to taste the vending machine yulmutsa again, and it was gone. He's playing Minesweeper? I miss Minesweeper, by the way. I used to love playing that game. We've gone back to 2 years ago? You mean 2 years ago from present day, or 2 years ago from 2 years further back in time from the back in time flashback that we were already at? Because, you know, after the Korean War, a lot of families were split by the border where they could not see their relatives. So I'd heard that on occasion they organized official events where you could, in a secure setting, essentially meet up with relatives. I don't know how often it actually happened. Why? What is with the yellow tea versus black tea? Are people gonna die depending on which tea they drank? Oh, is this where her eye got injured? Because they said that she had an injury? Okay, so they were just drugged. They weren't, like, killed?
차와 흑차 중 어떤 차인지 모르니 일단 모든 차를 마시지 말고 눈치껏 행동을 하고 있겠지. 차를 마시면 안 된다는 정보를 알고 있는 자가 이중 흉투고.
Okay, so they just drugged everybody, but they made them think it was gonna be something. So there were a couple people who didn't drink just because they're like, what the heck is going on? See, but for all I know, it was just somebody who didn't drink the tea and saw everybody getting shot. What if somebody didn't drink the tea just because they didn't want to drink the tea? Like, you're not interrogating anybody. He's crossed the line. But this is not a good way of figuring out who the actual informants are. Who's even remotely suspicious? So you're killing innocent people. So they killed innocent people because they couldn't be bothered to take the extra step to do their job properly. So nobody's a good guy. Nobody's actually a good guy. Except for the kids. The kids are good guys. Oh, we're not actually back to modern times. We're just in the not 2 years ago time.
알아, 갈매기 작전.
She's trying to sort through how to make the coffee properly. So we didn't actually see how that last event ended because there were two people that we were pseudo-following, one guy that was hiding under the table. I didn't see him get shot. I didn't see anything after the gas went down, so something else happened on that. Oh, is somebody not there, sir? Are you looking for somebody that's not there, sir? Is it bothering you? The routine is different?
저 들어드릴까요? 소리가 많이 무거워 보인다.
무겁긴 하네요.
당장 올라가.
He's like, this son of a gun is flirting. Well, I have to go submit a report. They're just gonna awkwardly sit there in silence. Don't move.
오케이. 너 저 체류탄 하나 더 까봐라. 얼른.
See, but the thing is, if it makes people cough, they will cough even. You can cough while you're unconscious. This is the dumbest way of figuring out who the spies are. Literally anybody who hadn't had the tea yet. Anybody who doesn't like tea. Anybody's got a stronger constitution and doesn't get knocked out by drugs as quickly, which there's actually a variety of reasons why that might happen. I really want to see what she did because that operation looks like that's a you're on the wrong side operations.
이거 그냥 딱 봐도 내가 아가씨보다 나이도 많고.
맞아. 네가 나보다 8살.
Oh, she's speaking Banmal. She is being incredibly rude right now.
아니 그 특수한 성격을 띠고 있는 분명히 계급이 있는.
너 57기라며? 여기 이곳은 뭐? 특수한 뭐?
Oh, she's like, I outrank you.
54기.
He's like, I'm outranked by somebody younger than me by 8 years. He's like, he started to salute and then he's like, I can't make myself do it. And he's so mad. It's like he's so jealous that there's other people flirting right in front of him, and they are flirting.
주간보고 안 받으십니까?
됐어. 맨날 똑같은데 뭐 축소지.
He's like, you made me come all the way here and I don't even get a report. I come all the way here. I have to fight for parking. I have to watch my idiot partner flirting right in front of me as though I'm heir. I get talked down to by somebody 8 years younger than me and get them to mock my rank. And then I come up here for this stupid report and you don't even want the report.
민 차장이죠.
Have you not, you're asking because you're not sure? You've not traded names yet? Oh, like the stack that you carry is always the same, so it's obvious that it was intentional. Yep.
그럼 난 수고하셨습니다.
감사합니다.
He's like, you didn't do a bad job. You got caught, but you didn't do a bad job.
어떤 점이 제일 힘들었는지 물어봐도 되겠습니까?
He's like, but it wasn't a chore to like meet up with me, right? I just want to check. So he's sitting here like, okay, he's like, still trying to flirt. Oh my gosh. Tonkatsu. Tonkatsu. Actually, I like tonkatsu better.
엄청 크네.
Personally.
모르긴 몰라도 한 20년 후쯤에는
That's why she runs that restaurant.
돈가스로 유명해졌거든.
그래도 너무 큰데.
Namsan Tonkatsu. That's why she runs that restaurant. Oh, that's sad. What happened, sir?
아니 진짜 뭐 소스.
Yeah, the secret, unfortunately, usually involves mushroom shavings, which I'm allergic to, so I made myself sick every single time I ate it, but it was so good.
사과가 들어가네.
Ah! 정말? 사과? In tonkatsu sauce? Really?
내가 좀
그나저나 작전에 실패해서 어떡합니까?
괜찮아요. 작전 망친 게 처음도 아니고.
It's not the first operation I messed up. There's something really pretty about the way that when a wind blows, the leaves like move in a wave across the ground. I don't know what is so just beautiful about that, but there's something very pretty about just like the wave of leaves.
그건 드라마고.
실제로도 그럴 수
Dramas can happen in real life.
그럴 수 있죠. 뭐 하필 그 사람이 뭐 재벌 2세고.
드라마
The person could be an heir to an empire. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always secretly like rich. They just actually there are actually quite a few shows about normal people, thankfully.
분별하길래
So what kind of falling out did they have?
작전 실패는 잊으세요.
요원이 그래도 됩니까?
사람이니까요.
Yeah, we can. We're allowed to forget. We do not have to hold on.
의도된 실패는 실패가 아닙니다.
An intentional fail. Okay, so she messed it up on purpose. I love that like we've just taken a break from the modern plot to just have this spy work romance. I feel like something's about to happen. I don't know what, but I feel like something is about to happen. I don't know why. There's no real reason for it. I just have a sense of impending doom right now. Like everything is too calm and I'm waiting for... Don't touch them, they're mine! Things have been too calm for too long. She's gonna blind all of the agents. Because she knew it was wrong. She knew what they were doing was wrong. And that probably 95% of the people that they shot were innocent. Yep. She's like, this is wrong and it needs to stop now. Yep. Because they like, I'm sorry, there's no way every single person in that room, every single person, really? They never intended to let anybody live.
그런데
So why bother rounding them up and putting them in that room if you were just gonna kill them anyway? They never intended to let anybody live.
얼굴 보고 반했습니다.
She's like, wait, what?
87년 열기기 폭파 사건 말고는 실패한 임무가 없지 않습니까?
그건 임무가 아니어서 김두식이 단독 행동이었지.
에?
유은식은 이런
Oh, how dare he try to save innocent people off the clock?
네, 그러면 김두식이 실패했다던 단 하나의 임무는 뭐였습니까?
난리통에 갈매기에 뒤를 바치는 독수리까지.
So she let everybody go, and he let her let everybody go. Because it's like he saw her thought process. That's where we're leaving this episode? We didn't even get any mod. I feel like we just paused to have a spy rom-com in the middle of this show. Oh my gosh. And I was not expecting that, and I really especially was not expecting it to, like, still be incomplete. So he actually met her a long time ago, and she just doesn't know it. So when he said that, he wasn't talking about recent history. So, and when he's saying an intentional failure is not a failure, that was his intentional failure. So they both intentionally failed the same operations, which they had to, because, like, what was happening was downright evil. It was downright evil. Like, there's no way around that. Like, you can't, especially when, like, and even if they're anybody even remotely suspicious, it was like, okay, everybody on the planet qualifies as being remotely suspicious. Like, if you're looking for even the tiniest bit of suspicious behavior, you can take almost anything that anybody does and make it seem suspicious. Not drinking tea, for instance. There's a lot of people who can't drink tea. A lot of people don't drink tea. Actually, if you're pregnant, you're not supposed to drink most teas, because a lot of teas, especially like mint tea, like you got to be like careful about that. That's a horrible, horrible, horrible methodology of, we're going to decide if you're guilty or innocent based on whether you drank the tea, and then if you moved when I started shooting at people. Like you saw, it would have made sense. It would have made sense if it was, like, in that entire room, like, maybe 4 or 5 people total, but you could see from the number of people that they went after, it was, like, 70 to 80% of each table. 70 to 80% of each table. There's no way. There's no way. There's just no way. And it's just, and the justification and the fact that they pretended to be so righteous about it, and also like he wasn't just stopping them and wasn't rounding them like if they're like that, you can capture them like alive, which you really should do. If they're informants, you should be finding out what information they put across. Like, you should not just be executing people at random. But he was also like torturing them ahead. Like, he poured boiling water on somebody's face. Like, that person needs to be eliminated. Like, that, it's evil. It's, I don't, and it doesn't matter that he's technically working for who we want to consider to be the good guys. The fact that, like, you're doing it quote unquote for your country does not actually make it okay. Like if you want to see yourselves as the good guys, everybody wants to see their country as the good guys. If you want to see your nation as the good guys, then you have to hold yourself to a higher standard of behavior. And you can't be making excuses for why it's necessary. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary. It was absolutely unnecessary. There was no need to do that. There was no need to do that. That was not necessary. Okay? Every single person that they shot could have been captured alive easily. And they could have questioned them. And they could have actually figured out who really were double agents and who weren't. And even if you are a double agent, stuff, you can still keep them alive and find out how much information they got. And you can cross-interrogate them and get information back. There was nothing excusable about... Nothing excusable, nothing understandable, nothing. That tactic is a tactic that they use to scare people. And they were okay, let's not make it, they did that not for the people in the room, they did that for the people outside the room to scare them and to send a message, which means they were okay with executing innocent people to do that. And they tried to justify it. And there's nothing that's justifiable about it. I'm guessing that the next episode, that episode 9, is going to go back and continue this storyline, because I feel like we have to wrap out the history before we get back to the now. But it's rather that we actually took an entire episode. The entire episode was nothing but flashback. And I'm guessing that, like, probably what we're going to do in the next episode, just based on structural design, is I'm guessing that we're going to spend part of the episode wrapping up this history and then get back to modern times. Also, I didn't say anything, but I did notice who his partner is, okay? Like we all noticed who his partner is? Yeah? Okay, they know each other. Okay, Hisu's dad and Mosuk's mom, they know each other. And he didn't feel like warning her? Or maybe he saw her case file and didn't know that that's Mosuk's mom, because it didn't actually say where she... No, but it, like... When are they gonna figure out that their kids know each other? Like, that's gotta be a thing that happens in the not too distant future. But yes. We're gonna leave it off here. We're coming back soon with episode 9, but in the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Patreon, where you can get content up to 3 weeks early. You can vote in the polls. We have some exclusive content over there, like the uncut versions of my cooking and topic and whatnot. And within the next couple of months, we're going to be launching Patreon exclusive shows. So if you want to go check out the Patreon, it'd be cool to have you over there. Or you could just hang out with me here on YouTube, whatever floats your boat. But we will see you next time. Bye-bye. Annyeong.